The formation we are breaking down today is going to put more of a modern spin on our West Coast offense. We will be running a 3-receiver single back formation that will add a more explosive deep field passing wrinkle to our West Coast scheme. The formation is single back doubles north in the West Coast Playbook, and I'm going to be breaking down 9 different setups in this video. Just in this formation, we are going to have 3 unique motions, with the first being a motion of a receiver across the formation to give us a 3-receiver look to one side. This will be referred to as our trips motion. Then we'll have the solo receiver motion across the formation, giving us 3 receivers to the other side. This will be our bunch motion. Then lastly, we will motion one of the receivers from our tight look and we'll motion him out. We will call this our split motion. Now, each one of these motions is going to allow us to create a ton of unique routes and concepts to attack in numerous different ways. They will also allow us to get a numbers advantage in the run game and give us 2 super explosive runs. In this formation, we will be using 21 personnel. So we will have 1 tight end, 2 receivers, and 2 running backs, with our tailback being split out as our wide receiver 3 and our fullback in our running back spot. This will allow us to audible to our near and far formations whenever we want and give us a level of unpredictability and adaptability to our scheme that will be a great asset for us. Now, we already have a ton out for this West Coast scheme, so if you want to check everything else out, I'll leave the link to the playlist for this scheme down in the description below. We're going to look at our trips motion plays first, starting with ace power. For this play, we want to have our tight side of the formation to the short side. Then we want to flip our run to the other side of the field by flicking your right stick to the solo side receiver. Then we're going to take the outside receiver on the tight side and motion him across the field. And we can snap the ball right after he gets past the tackle. This will give us another lead blocker and a numbers advantage in the run game and will help spring us for some big gains. To use this run up to its full potential, we want to make sure we follow the guard up through the hole and then finish off this run with some power from our running back. The next play we are looking at is PA rollout. This is going to be a great play action option off of our ace power, and we will have a vertical corner and crosser to get in behind the D after the play action. For this play, we want to have that same motion of the receiver across the formation to give us our trips look, and he will turn into a deep corner route. Then the only other adjustment is to put the tight end on a flat route. Our first read on this play is as soon as we get into our roll, we want to check the flat defender, and if he is dropping under the corner, then you can just fire it into the tight end in the flats and pick up easy yards. Then if you check the flats and the defender comes down to the tight end, then you can look to the corner route and throw it in over the flat defender's head. This route gets super deep, so they're gonna have to have zone drops on, or we will be able to fire in over the flat defenders. And the last read on this play is gonna be the backside cross, and if the user leaves the middle of the field because he bites down on the play action, or if he jumps out to the corner, we want to fire it into the crosser. The next play will be bench switch. This will still be with our trips motion, and this is going to be a 5-step drop, giving us a Hank concept on one side and then a post drag concept over the middle. This will do an amazing job at attacking all zone coverage. For this play, motion that same outside receiver across the formation, and now he will be on a great post route. Then take the running back and put him on a swing pass to the wide side, and take the tight end and put him on a drag across the field. Take the solo receiver and put him on a streak. The first read on this play will be the wide side flat defender. If he comes down to the swing, you can just fire in the curl once you hit your 5th step. Then if the flat defender stays back, you can throw the swing to your running back for an easy pickup underneath. Then if they are double flatting that side, or you want to hold the ball to pick up more yards, you can look to the post over the middle. If the hooks get pulled down to the drag and the user isn't running with you, you can fire in this post for big gains down the field. But then if you check the post but the hooks or user are staying back, then you can throw it into the drag on the short side of the field. Then the next play will be slot corner once again with our trips motion, and this will be our go-to man beating play in this formation. It will have 4 man beating routes and give us options all over the field while still blocking an extra player in case we get blitzed. For this play, motion the same receiver over and put him on a whip route, then take the tight end and put him on a corner route. Now, if you don't have Heart Route Master on your QB, you can just keep him on his drag, and then lastly, block your running back for extra time in the pocket. The first read will be the motioned over whip slip route, and this will be an easy completion versus man coverage as long as there isn't a flat route out there also. Then if the whip is taken away, I like the backside corner route. I have route tech on this player, so you'll get easy separation, and as long as they don't have a flat defender out on that side, you will pick up big yards. Next, look to the tight end on the corner route on the other side, and he will have short in elite on him, so he will get easy separation against man coverage, and you can throw it in after the break. Then if you want to push the ball down the field, look to the middle of the field, and if they don't have a deep safety, then you can fire in this post and pick up some chunk yards. Next, we're looking at our bunch motion play, starting with our HB pitch, which is a super explosive run play. On this play, you have your tight receivers to the wide side, and then take the solo receiver and motion him over to create a bunch look. Then you just want to toss it out when your receiver's motion is done. This run is insanely explosive if the block's set up right, and if they are in zone coverage, we will have a numbers advantage on the edge, allowing us to bust it to the outside and pick up huge chunks of yards. Next, we are looking at the play wide receiver corner, and this play is amazing against cover 3 and cover 4, but it can work versus cover 2. It is a 3-step drop type of play and one of my go-to plays on third down. We want to motion that same player over to create a bunch look on the wide side, and he will turn into like a post over the middle. Then take the inside player on the bunch and put him on a drag. Take the middle player on the bunch and put him on a flat route. Take your running back and put him on a wheel, and take the backside tight end and put him on a street. Look to the flat defender on the bunch side, and if he runs out on the flat route, the wheel should get up the alley for easy yards. Now, if the user sees the wheel and jumps down to it, this is when we will have the post route running in behind him that we can fire it in. This will put the user in an incredibly tough spot. Then lastly, you can check it down to the tight end and the flats if they have no hard flats and pick up those easy yards. Next, we're looking at the play curl drag, and this will be a 7-step drop play, so we are waiting for the routes to develop deep, and this play works amazing versus cover 2 but can work against cover 3. First, take the solo receiver and motion him over, and this post will turn into a very deep corner route. Then you want to block your running back and take the point man on the bunch and put him on a fade. Now, this is a 7-step drop, so we are going to settle way back in our drop and let this corner route develop. We'll get very deep and absolutely shred cover 2 because the deep half will stay inside and the cover 2 corner can't drop back far enough, and you will be able to hit huge gains down the field. It will also work against cover 3, but it can be a tighter throw up along the sidelines, so you need to be careful. Next, we have 2 hooks in the middle of the field. I will look to the deeper tight end first, and if the user leaves the middle of the field and the corner isn't open, I will just fire it in. And if the user stays over the middle, or we are getting quick pressure and I don't have time to let the corner get open down the field, then I will fire it into the shallower hook. Now, if you want to unlock even more of this scheme and take it to the next level, you need to check out my website, Scheme Kings. I have a vid going up on the site today breaking down more setups in this single back north formation, and I have multiple more videos on the site like my full single back east formation breakdown and a ton more to make this one of the best schemes in Madden 22. So if you want to check it out, I will leave a link to Scheme Kings down in the description below. Next, we're looking at our split motion plays, and for both of these, we can only run them on the right hash, motioning the receiver out left. We are starting with X option. This is a 5-step drop play with routes attacking the short and the intermediate areas of the field, and this is another great play to go to on third down. For this play, you have your 2 tight receivers to the wide side, and then take the outside player and motion him out and put him on a street. Then take the running back and put him on an out route to the wide side. The first read will be the running back to the flat. If we get pressure on the blitz or the whole defense is just dropping back at the snap, then fire it down to the running back. Next, look to the outside hook from the tight end, and if the flat defender jumps down to the running back, you can throw it into the tight end as he sits down versus zone. Then if the user leaves the middle of the field to jump either hook, then we can look to the deep post for some big gains. He's going to stay in front of the deep safety and you can fire it in. Then lastly, we can look to the other hook on the wide side of the field and we can throw it as another check down. Next, we're looking to play wide receiver corner with our split motion. This is going to be a way to get up the seam for huge gains and even 1-play touchdowns versus cover 3, and we'll be doing a 5-step drop on this play. On this play, take the corner route, motion him out, and then block your running back and take the tight end and put him on a street. Then take the backside receiver, put him on a slant, and take the inside player on the wide side and put him on a fade. The first key on this play is check this safety. When they are in single high, he will be playing over top of the tight end to the short side of the field. This is going to allow us a huge alley up the seam. Then once you snap the ball, you will see the corner route pulls out the deep third, and your fade will be running up the seam wide open, and you can hit him once you hit your fifth step. This is a super consistent play against cover 3, and even if you don't score, you will get some huge plays up the seam. And if that isn't there, we have the slant over the middle that we can throw a check down to make sure we have an option on this play if the seam is taken away. Now, this is going to be one of the most fun and explosive formations you have used all year. But to unlock it and use it to its full potential, you need to check out my West Coast passing guide. I'll show you how to use 3, 5, and 7-step drops along with triangle reads to make you an unstoppable thrower of the football. So to check that out, click this video right here.